Okay, let's go and learn the what is the ES6 new features. What is the ES6 means? ECMAScript, ECMA means ECMAScript, right? Okay, it is released in the 2015. Okay, as part of the 2015, they have released some new features. Earlier, these features are not available. Okay, so first thing is the arrow functions. Do you know what is arrow function? Okay, whenever we want to write a single line function, we'll go for a arrow function, and arrow function will not have a this. You understood, right? It will not have a their own this. It is a lexical context, we will call it. Okay, wherever you are calling, that context will be like a this context. Okay, and the let and constant declarations. Earlier only where was there. Now after ES6 we have a let and constant also. Okay, yes. And template literals. What is the template literals? How many ways we can write our string? Three ways, right? Let a is equal to writing is double quote, single quote. Okay, or let b is equal to writing a double quote. And what is the last way? Let c is equal to backticks. Okay, something like this. So this backticks approach is nothing but a template literals. Okay, let us go for a destructuring assignment. So we know the destructuring, right? Suppose if you have an object, if you want to print only one name, suppose I am having a person here, let p is equal to something. Okay, name is equal to Trinits and age is equal to some 30. Okay, suppose if you want to print only the name, so we can go for a destructuring. So I can print like this, and what is the property I want to destructure? Name, and I can write like a p. So this is nothing but a destructuring. So destructuring will helpful. Instead of writing p dot name 10 times, we can write like a name. So we can easily use it. So that is nothing but a destructuring. This destructuring also new feature of the ES6. Okay, and rest parameters. So rest parameters and spread in spread. Okay, so whenever we are writing any functions normally, okay, function something like this. Okay, if I want to send multiple parameters, I will say args something like this. So if you want to send multiple parameters, then what is the syntax we can use it? This dot dot dot, this dot 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 in the parameter, will call it as a rest parameters. So whenever I'm calling this function, I can call with the one value also, 10 I can call it, or I can call with the two values also. Okay, so something like this I can call it. 10, 20, 30, I can pass any number of argument, because here what is the argument we are using? A spread index. This rest operator and this spread operator, spread index, both will part of the ES6 new feature. Okay, default parameters. What is the default parameters? Whenever we are writing a function, suppose if you are not writing any values, what is the value we are going to get? None, right? Suppose I am having a comma b. If I want to write a sum, how to write a sum? Return a plus b. If I am writing a plus b, something like this, if we are not passing the a, okay, sum of 10. So what is the output we are going to get it here? None, because 10 will be going to a and b is a empty. Now empty means a undefined. Undefined plus 10, what will happen? None. Okay, none. So we will get an error, right? To instead of this one, we can just give like a 0. So providing the 0 is nothing but a default parameters. Okay, okay, next important is the classes. Okay, we are going to see right now what is the classes and modules. This module also we are going to see right now. Okay, promises. If you want to send any request to the backend server, and which will take some time to perform any asynchronous operations, what is the we'll use it? Promises. Okay, and symbols. What is the we have seen 6 primitive symbols, right? What are the six primitive data types? String, number, boolean, undefined, null, and symbol. Okay, this symbol also is part of the ES6 new only. Okay, map and set. This map and set also part of the ES6 new only. When we will go for map? Whenever we want to store key and value pairs, then we'll go for a map. Suppose when we will go for set, whenever I don't want to store the duplicate values, then we'll go for a set. Okay, yes, async and await. Why you want to use async and await? Suppose you want to get the value, you want to return a promise, then you can use a async keyword. Suppose you want to wait for the promise and get the value, then you can use a await. Okay. Object dot assign. You know, we have seen some methods, right? So this object dot assign also as part of the ES6 new features only. Okay. Very, very important. At least out of this 11 points, at least 10, 5 to 6 points. Okay. Yes. Okay. Let's go for the next concept called classes. Okay. What this is also part of the ES6 new only. Okay. ES6 new feature. Okay. So what is this classes and let us explain. Okay. By default, if you go to Java, okay, or .NET or C++, okay, those are object oriented programming language. Okay, object oriented programming language. Okay, whatever you are going to do, everything they will write with the objects only. Okay, most of the time they will write with the objects only, but in the JavaScript it is a function oriented programming language. Okay, JavaScript is a function oriented programming language. Okay, so what they're trying to do, so days are going after that, what they think is, okay, other programmings are they are writing in the object oriented, why my JavaScript alone we are writing in the functional, let us go with their style, we will also write in the object oriented. So we want to write a new concept. That is the reason they have introduced this classes. Okay, these classes. Meanwhile, what other guys are doing it? Okay, this JavaScript is very, very popular. Everything is simple, writing with simple functions, and they are able to do. Why don't we even get that functions in the programming language? And what they done is they imported these functions approach in the other languages. These guys are imported the other guys language. Okay, suppose it's like a competitors. Suppose if you have two mobiles, right? If someone is releasing with 100 pixel camera, what other guy will do? They will try to go with 100 or they will go with 110 only. Otherwise, their mobiles will not sell out. Correct, right? So that is the reason if any programming language is releasing one new feature, automatically that same program, that feature will come in all other languages also. If you go to Python, same feature will be there. If you go to Java, same feature will be there. Okay, they will try it, they will put some other name. They will not put direct name. Okay, they will put some other name, but they will bring that feature. Okay, yeah, that is the reason. So now we want to go with the object oriented language. Okay, because suppose some developer is there, Java developer is there, he want to learn the JavaScript, he's more familiar with the classes, objects, but if we see here, always we are writing functions, everything with the functions only, they will get confused, like how this is getting called, something like this. Okay, but if you have the similar kind of structure, that is very easy for them. That is the reason we are going with a class based. So if you want to write a first, let us write one script file. Okay, so whatever the classes we are going to write it, we are going to write like this. Okay, simple here. Let us write a class. Okay, so class. So we can write like a person. Okay, something like this. So this is a, whenever you want to write any class, we have to use a keyword called class. Okay, class is a keyword. Okay, that is a easy, right? Okay, and this is my class name. Okay, so and let us go with the class nodes. So this class is introduced in the JavaScript ES6 function. Okay, and this class is a keyword to create a class in the JavaScript. Okay, and class is like a blueprint which will not exist in the real world. This is very, very important point. What is this meaning is, whenever you are writing a class, you are telling my class should have these properties. Only you are telling the rule. Your original. Okay, suppose I want to I'll give two examples. Suppose one guy very settled 40 years age is there, he want to construct a home. Okay, he want to, whenever he was constructing, what he will do, I want to construct a home with the two bedrooms and one hall, one kitchen, and like this. So that is everything is thinking process only. That thinking process will never be there in the real world. If you go to the road or his site, it will not be there. Only it is mind only, it will be there. Okay, that is his blueprint. Okay, and you will take one pen and paper and you will write it. Even though if he is writing in the pen and paper, will it come? No. So that process is nothing but a blueprint. Okay, and we will give this process to the either a builder. Hey builder, go and build it me. Then he will build it. Okay, so that whatever we are building it, that is nothing but an object. Okay, and for this class we are creating a one object, something like this. Suppose some other guy who is who want to, like they have done the graduation and they are going for a job. So before that, you want to get a job with some 5 lakhs, 6 lakhs, some big company and all the requirement. All is this process is nothing but is the requirement only. There is nothing in the real. Okay. So once you get the job, like whatever the job is getting, that is a real one. So object is a real one. Class is a blueprint. Now you understood, right? Okay. So for if we have a class, then only we are going to create a object. That is the reason first we have to create a object. So class is nothing but it is a template for the JavaScript objects. Okay. First, let us create one simple class and let us do step by step. Okay. So first I have created a person class. Suppose in the person class, I want to write a name and age property. Simple, two properties. Okay. So here we can write the first method we have to write a constructor. Okay. I will say name and age, something like this. Okay. Anywhere have you seen like this previously? Function constructor. Anybody see function? Remember the function constructor? We'll write a function and we'll write a name, and internally we'll write like a this dot name is equal to name. Okay. This is equal to our function constructor. Okay, this is equal to our function constructor. Okay, here we will call it as a constructor. Okay, constructor. You should not, don't write any function here before. Don't write any function. This is not required. Simply write like a constructor. Okay, so here and inside the constructor, you can take any number of properties, no problem. If you want to have only one, have it one. If you want two properties, have it two, something like this. Okay, so this is nothing but a simple person class. Okay, so we have declared a person class. Now I need to build the real world entity. That is nothing but a object. So here I am going to say let person1 is equal to new person. What is the new keyword here? New is a keyword to create a object. To create a object. Here right side, whatever the person is there, right? Is there any class? Yes, we have it. So for this class only, we have to create a object. Okay, for this class only, we have to create the object. So how many arguments it is I expecting? Two arguments. That is the reason I'm giving a two arguments. Okay, and let's create another object also. Simple. How many classes I have created in the top? Only one class. How many objects I am creating it? Multiple objects. So for one class, you can create many objects. How many objects you want to create, you can create it. Okay, like that. Let us print the value. Console dot log of person name and person two. So if you are going to inspect and reload the page, okay, console. So first name guy is a Mary and second name guy is something. Okay, they have a John and a Mary. Okay, so here how many objects we are creating it? First and second. Suppose here you can see like this. Okay, you can go on the reload. So first name person John and age is equal to 25. Second person name is equal to Mary and age is equal to 30. Something like it is. Okay. So it is like a internally it will create like a function constructor. That function constructor, these values will be passing over there. Okay. And thing is, whenever you are creating a object, this constructor automatically will be executed. Okay. What is the next point? Whenever you are creating this object, this constructor automatically will be executed. Okay, so let us try to check some value whether it is a true or not. Console dot log of function is created. Okay, how many persons I created? Two. So the output should print two times. Okay, person is created, something like this. Okay, so how many times constructor will be executed? For each object one time. Suppose I am creating 10 objects. How many times it will execute? 10 times. For each object, one time. If you are creating only one object, how many things will be there? Only one, something like. Okay. This is nothing about a constructor. So constructor will be executed whenever we are calling the object, whenever we are creating a object. Okay. And then what is the use of this constructor? To initialize the instance variables. Okay. To initialize the instance variables. Okay, to initialize the instance variables means here I am passing a John, right? This John has to store with this name, and this age has to store in the age. So that is the reason we are using a constructor. Okay, this is nothing but a okay. And second thing is, so let's go for a constructor. So always add a method name called constructor. Okay, and this constructor will be executed whenever object is created. Okay, each object it will execute one time. So what is the purpose? To initialize the instance variables. Okay, So if you do not add a defined constructor, by default it will add a empty constructor. Okay, that is fine. And let us go for a second is a instance methods. Okay, so inside the class, okay, inside the class we are having a methods concept. Okay, inside the class what we are going to do, we are going to have a methods. Okay, methods. Properties means nothing but a this dot name, this dot age. Okay, now I am going to have a methods. I will say something like this, say hello. So whenever you are going to write inside this, don't write function and all these things. Okay, function name. Okay, this is not required. Whenever you are going to write inside the class, don't write that function syntax. Okay, simply remove that function and write remaining whatever it is there. Okay, that's all. Suppose now I want to print this say hello. Okay, so how can I call it here? Person one dot. Okay, what is the method name? Say hello. Okay, I'll say something like this. Okay, hello, my name is John, something. Okay, so now apart in the class, apart from constructor, what are the other things we are having it? Methods. Okay, mainly these methods are two types. Okay, methods are how many types? Two types. Okay, two types. First is the instance method, second is a static method. Okay, so what is the instance method means? Whenever is there any keyword before? No keyword. Okay, if there is no keyword directly, then we can call it as a instance. Okay, something like this. Let us have a static. Suppose I am having like a static like this. Okay, suppose you want to declare a static method, simply write a static keyword before that method. Okay, so I am declaring a static method. So let's go and reload the page again. We are going to get some one error. See what is the error? It is saying person one dot say hello is not a function. What is it is telling is hello brother, you are calling what is a this is object, right? Object dot you are calling one function. Okay, so you should call only like this if it is a instance methods. Okay, if it is a instance method we should call like this. Suppose if we have a class static method, then if it is a static method, we are like, what is my class name? What is my class name? Person. And I have to say person dot say hello. And I should not call like this. This is a wrong. Okay. Clear, right? Okay, that is the second row. Let's go and reload it. Okay. See, hello, my name is a person, something like this. Okay. So here it is not printing the name or something, right? You see, is there any, it is printing any name? No. Okay, this is because, okay, because this is a static variable. Okay, so far how many methods we are seeing it? Instance method and a static method. Instance method, how can we call it? Using the object dot method name. Static method, how can you call it? Class name dot method name, something like this. Okay, so something like this we can create it. Okay, so okay, so static and instance, that is fine. Next thing is, so mainly how many methods are there? Two type of methods. One is instance, second is a static. Instance method should call with the what approach? Instance method, how should we call it? Object data instance method name. Static methods class name data method name. Okay, okay. So next is we'll go for a static method. So this is also already we have completed. Okay, so and you can have a static variables also. Okay, you can have a static variables also, something like this. You will create it. Static. Okay. Okay. Suppose here you can declare any variables here. Okay, so variable also, variables means our variables like these properties are there, right? These properties also mainly two types. One is a instance variable. Okay, another is a static variable. Okay, so whatever the variables you are writing inside this constructor, all these variables are a instance variables. Okay, whatever you are writing inside the constructor, what variables are instance variables, and whatever the variables you are writing like static keyword, that those are a static variables. Okay, then what is the difference between instance and static? Okay, instance and static means static will be having only one copy for all the objects. Okay, for entire class. Suppose how many objects we have created here? Two objects. Okay, for these two objects only one data will be available. Okay, one data is available. That is nothing but a static. But instance means first name is there. Name is first guy name is different. Second guy's name is different. First guy age is different. Second guy age is different. But these two guys are studying in same college. There, what is the common between these two persons? College name. Okay. Then such variables will get declared in the static. Okay. So whenever you want to print any static variables, console dot. Okay, log of person dot. Okay, so what is my variable name? College, something like this. Okay, so if you want to call any static method, you can use a static class name data method name. And if you want to print any variables, you can write a class name data variable name. Okay, linear something. See what is ABC. Now the only important point is, for JavaScript perspective, nobody will ask this question. Okay, what is the difference between the instance variable and static variable? But identify here, suppose how many variables I'm having it, two variables. So in the first object I will say person1 dot name is equal to, I will say Trinits. Okay, name is equal to Trinits. If I am going to print it, where this data will change, only in the first object or second object? Only in the first object, because you are changing using the first object. Suppose I am changing the second object here. Suppose if I am going to change in the second object, person2 dot, okay, name is equal to Trinits to something. Now where this data will be changing? Only for second object. But if you are going to change the static variables, okay, I will say person dot, okay, college is equal to xyz something. It is going to change for all the objects, not only for 1 and 2. It is going to change for all the things. Okay, so for simple demo, I'm going to store in one paint. I will explain it so that, okay, simple ma. Whenever you are creating an object, it will create a like this. Okay, and how many objects I'm creating? Two objects. Okay, that is the reason first guy name is a some, suppose first we are like a some example John and something. Okay, it will have a, this is the first object, this is a second object. But for static variables, it will have only one copy here. Okay, and what is that variable name? College name. Okay, if you are going to change anything, suppose if I am going to change this name, where this will affect? Only within this object or here also? Only within this object. If I am going to change in the P2, where it is going to affect? Only here. But if you are going to change in the static variable, it will change the entire class, like whoever it is there. For every person, it will be changing it. Okay. If any data is common for all the people, such data we should declare using the static. If any data is different for each person, then such data will go for a instance variables. Okay. Suppose I will tell some names. Suppose I want to take the India person population count. Okay, I want to take the statistics. I want person name, person address, okay, and country. Okay, now which are the, what are the fields you are going to declare with the instance variables? Person name, it will be different to person. Now I can take it as a instance variable. Okay, address, each person address also will be changing, so I can take it as a instance. Suppose country, this for all the people in our country, same country or different country? Same country. So then I can go for a static. You understood, right? So based on your requirement, you should select the instance or a static. If it is a common for all the persons, then go for a static. If it is a different to each object, first one different, second one is different, then you can go for a instance. Okay, like this you can go for this one. Okay, this is nothing but a instance and static variables. Okay, so and there is a one nice concept is called inheritance. Okay, inheritance. What is that inheritance? If my father is having some land or some documents, right, who will give, who has to get that? I will only get it, right? Suppose if he is giving to somebody else, will I keep silent? I will not keep silent nowadays, correct, right? Okay, everybody will fight for property. Okay, so but they will also not do like that. Okay, so whatever your parent is having, who will get that one? Child. Okay, So in that case, same concept is for programming language also. Okay, suppose you want to write any code, okay, multiple times. I want to write one code for multiple times. Instead of writing multiple times, what I will do, I will add that code in the parent class. Okay, so parent means well, like whoever my parent. Let me try with some example. Okay, suppose I want to write one, suppose bank account is there, bank account is there. How many bank account types are there? Current account is there, saving account is there, and some child account is there, some multiple account types are there. Okay, suppose here I want to write a calculate interest program. Okay, calculate the interest. Suppose if you go to the current account, there is no interest at all, you only keep it, that's all. Okay, if you go to savings account, 3%. If you go to fixed deposit account, then go to 6. But there is a different is there, right? Okay, so here if I want to write a calculate interest, suppose here I am writing a that code. So here I am writing a some 10 lines code. Okay, how many lines of code I am writing? 10 lines. This is nothing but a current account, this is a fixed deposit account, this is a savings account. Same method I need to write here also, right? Calculate interest. Again, only what it will change, a percentage only will change, the remaining everything is the same only. Here savings account. So now how many times I am writing this code? Here one time, here another time, here another, 3 times I am writing it, right? As per this software standard, first what we have to do, we should not write the duplicate code. Okay, to solve this problem, what we are going for, we are going for inheritance. Okay, so here I am going to write one method, that method name is a calculate. Okay, calculate, and here I will take a amount and interest, amount and int means a interest rate. Okay, suppose here I will write all the logic here, and whatever the logic you have written in the first or second classes, you have written, right? That logic I will write it here. So now suppose I want to use it here, what I have to do, all the data is available in my parent, right? Simply I will call like a amount is equal to 1 lakh, interest is equal to 0. So I no need to write all the repeated code here, right? Already it is available in the parent. So whatever my parent is having, everything I will get it. Okay, and suppose whatever this is also will extend, this is also will extend. Now we will not write anywhere here, we will write only in one place. So now we are reducing our code or not? Yes. Okay, because of inheritance, we are going to avoid the duplicate code first. Okay, and we are going to reuse the code, we are going to write only one time, and I am going to use a multiple times. That is the advantage. Okay, let us see how to write a reusable something like this. Okay, so here we have something like this. A person is there, and suppose I want to create one employee class, class employee. Employee is also like person only, right? He is also will have a name, and he will also like a age. Okay, something like this. Extends person. Okay, suppose here what I'm trying to do, I am writing a class emp and extends the person. Okay, so what is this meaning? I'm writing a extends keyword, my extends. Okay, this is nothing but a hey boss, you are my parent. Okay, you are my parent. Who is the parent here? The right side, whoever is there, this is a parent. Whoever this left side is, this is nothing but a child. Okay, so now, and I'm going to like additionally this, see, the child is taking the salary. Here I'm having a age, name, and everything is there, right? I no need to write all this repeated code again. Simply write like a super means you call the superclass constructor. Super means calling the superclass constructor. Okay, so whenever you are calling it, automatically it will go to this constructor. Okay, and this will execute something like this. Okay, now I want to print my hello, I want to print my hello, something like this. Okay, so if you want to print say hello, so what is I will say, employee is equal to new employee emp1 dot, okay, say hello. Okay, first thing you want to understand, is there any say hello method in my child in the emp? Is there any method here? No. Okay, whenever there is no method in your class, it will go to your parent. Okay, what is inheritance? Acquiring all the methods from the parent to child is nothing but a inheritance. Okay, now I can reload the program. So okay, emp is not a function. What happened here, ma? Okay, say hello. Should I write? Okay, this is a static method. Let us remove the static. Okay, static is not part of the, okay, person dot say hello. Let us just hide these two variables. Okay, see, hello, my name is a object, something like I'm printing. Okay, so where is this method is coming from? This method is coming from your parent. Suppose you want to write some common code, you can write a first class like this class and write one method like this, and you can extend another class. Okay, suppose here is a government employee, GOE employee. Suppose I want to write a private employee class private MP and extends the person. Okay, how many parent class is there? Only one parent. How many childs are there? Two childs. This guy is a government employee, another guy is a private employee. So this is one class, that is a another class. But where we are writing common code in my parent. Okay, suppose print my data, some method I want to do it. Okay, I want to write my print my data. Okay, so if you want to print any data, so what can you do? You can write any function here. Okay, print data. Okay, so something like this. So whether you are a private employee or public employee, if this print data always will print the your data. You no need to write this data in the private or in a government. Automatically it is there in the parent. Whenever in the parent, you can print it in the always. Okay, this is nothing but a inheritance. Okay, inheritance. Okay, and if you are writing the same name, okay, suppose print name, if you see the print name, what I will do, I will print name. Okay, if you are going to the print name, there is one small problem is there. Let us see. Okay, EMP is not a function. Okay, so what is the EMP now? I will say private employee or government employee, something like this. Okay, now let's go and reload it. So name and age, but it is missing my salary, right? Okay, so here, if you see the problem here, I have written one method in the parent class. Okay, this parent class is printing only some data, and it's not printing my salary because salary is not available in the parent. So whenever I'm calling this print method, I am not satisfied with the parent method because it is not printing my salary. Okay, it is not my printing my salary. Because of that reason, in child also I will write the same method. Okay, in child also I will write the same method. This process is called overriding. Okay, what is the name of overriding? Writing the same name, whichever it is there in the parent, that name is nothing but a overriding. Okay, and I will go and override in the here also. Suppose, okay, something like this. Okay, so if you want to give in a real world example, what is overriding? Suppose, okay, suppose only one guy is like their parent is setting one marriage for one guy. Okay, he is not agreeing to okay with that girl. He is loved some other one. Okay, now he want to override his preference over the parent method. That is nothing but a overriding. Okay, parent whatever he is written, we are not satisfied with the parent. That is the reason we are writing with our own method. That is nothing but a overriding. In the overriding, you should write the same name. You should not change any method name at all. If parent name is print data, you should also write a print data only. Same thing. Okay. So if you are going to call like this, you are going to print a name and age as well as the salary also. But if you are calling only parent, you are going to print only name and age property. Okay, something like this. Okay. So this is nothing but a classes. Okay. And there is one small, only one, two things is there. Modules. Okay. JavaScript allows modules to break up your code into separate files. Okay, so let us see what is the example. Suppose here, how many files I am writing my code? I'm writing all my code in one file or two files. I'm writing all in one file. Right? If I'm writing a very large file, what will happen? It will become very huge, right? Okay, such classes we will call it as a guard classes because everything that file only will know that. Okay, so that we should not write any guard classes. We should write only limited classes. Whichever is required, only that code we can write it. Okay, suppose I want to write another file here. Go here, there is a first JS is there. Let's go it. Okay, suppose I want to create one variable. That variable I want to print it in a another file. Okay, see the important, I want to create one variable here. I want to use that variable in a another file. Let us see how to create one variable. Let a is equal to 20. Okay, and let us print one function print data, something like this. Okay, console dot log of. Okay, hello world, something. Okay, there are two things are there. I want to use this data in a second file. Okay, wherever it is there, I want to use it in a second file, something like this. Okay, clear, right? So let me copy this, whatever existing is there, and okay, so now what is our requirement? I want to use that variable here, script one. Okay, okay, if you want to use any variables from second file, we cannot directly use like this. Okay, so for this purpose they have included a concept called modules. Okay, modules. So what this module will do, we can write separate files. Okay, because of this modules only we are going to work on the React or Angular. Okay, because we are going to use this concept very extensively. Okay, right. Suppose wherever you want to create any variable, simply you can write a keyword called export. Okay, what is the keyword? Export. Okay, let's go and write a export here. Okay, so I will say export. Okay, yeah, something like this. Okay, so I'm writing like this. I will say export here itself. Let us remove here. Okay, and this one also I can write like a export, something like this. Okay, how many exports I have done? 2 exports. Why I am writing export? First tell me. If I want to use this file like this names and function in another file, then first I have to export here. If you are going to export here, in the second file we can import. Okay, so how to import it? You can go for, there is a second called import. Okay, there is a second way called import. Okay, so let's go and write the import. Okay, so what is the file name I want to do it? I will say a comma, what is my function name? Print. Let's see, go on, check what is your function name. Print data, whatever the name it is there, just write it. Okay, from which file I want to do it? First data JS. Let us go and write like a first data JS. Okay, so here in the first file, let's print the console.log a and let's print the console a, something like that. Okay, so here what is the thing we are writing here? I am printing a. Is there any a variable in the top? No at all. And is there any print data? No. But where this data is available? Inside the first data JS. Let us see what is going to happen. Okay, import statement outside of a model. What is the error here? Export, let us see, export, export. Is there any file wrong? File import, a something. Okay, let us. Okay, let us try to reload the page again. Okay, outside import statement outside of a module and got error. Line number 12, we have problem with this line number. Okay, and print data. Okay, so there is some problem with this import statement. But like, okay, let's see, like whenever you want to export something, first thing, whenever you want to use this data in a second file, so what is the keyword we'll use it? Export. Okay, and whenever you want to use the data in a second file, we'll use like a import. Okay, these two things we will use it, but in the React we are going to work with the only these things only, import and export. Okay, so there we are going to explain like in the files itself, we are going to see like what is the import statement, what is the export to export statement, we'll see. But this is nothing but a modules. You can write in multiple files and you can use like a multiple files, you can use it, something like this. Okay, let me try to see this. So this is also okay. Okay, that's fine. We don't need to spend much time for this one, but only export for what purpose? Exporting to other file. Import for to import the from other file. That's nothing but a import. Okay, so that's all. Okay. Let me stop recording.